Let's say if you're interested in fundamental questions, things like consciousness, where do we come from? Where are we going to go? Is language the barrier of the mind? Things like that have fascinated me for years. And when I was a high school student, the way I approached these kind of questions was through science. Because back then, scientific method was the only way to explain truth. Now, of course, truth itself needs to be defined. And there are a couple of resources that has really helped me, and I'm going to put them down below. Mainly YouTube channels, sites, interviews, and Closer to Truth.com by Robert Lawrence Q has fundamentally transformed the way I approach these kind of things. So imagine this, you are a 20, 30-year-old person living on this earth, barely been here for a while. You're interested in where do we come from? Where are we gonna go? These kind of fundamental questions. The site I recommend last time, closertotruth.com, is mainly like a documentary interview process. And why it's so helpful is because you can't really imagine what you don't know, and also you can't really understand what you haven't been through. A lot of college student or high school student, if you are deeply interested in philosophical and psychological concepts, have the experience of falling into a rabbit hole, meaning that you lack enough social experience to be critical of your own perspective, and you can't really focus on anything else but trying to understand the value of my life, because this is so overwhelming. Like, we're all gonna die. Like, one day you wake up, you realize, oh, everything is finite, so what's the purpose? You may fall into nihilism because you haven't really had the sensorial experience of joy, or you haven't really had the heartfelt pain of love, so you can't really imagine the purpose and the beauty of it. Anyways, watching interview has been transformative for me, because the way I call them is hearing two mature adults talk. Because an 18-year-old person is not truly mature yet. But if you hear two person, a physicist and let's say a priest, talk about God and talk about science, you can see the fascinating exchange between their perspectives in the sense of how they ask each other questions, in the sense of which level of analysis are they operating on. And you will be able to see who do you more inclined to agree with and who do you find difficult to understand. And in that sense, you will find the direction of research or direction of understanding that later you can investigate. So if you are interested in these kind of things, it's definitely not a bad direction to go. But don't feel overwhelmed, because a great way to get yourself out of that nihilism or out of that self-absorbed philosophical inquiry is to touch some grass, is to live, is to focus on a meal, is to appreciate sunshine. There's definitely been time when I will sit in a corner and think, everyone is so silly and what are they so happy about? But eventually you realize the people who are willing and are able to live well are the people who are genuinely happy. Good luck.